And we are live on Facebook. Oh, this is so exciting. We're live on Facebook. Hillary, welcome everyone. I'm Morna Haist, the founder of Revolutionary Woman Global. We host, what do? We design and host global conversations, epic adventures, and learning events. And this month, and maybe for the foreseeable future, I'm hosting an adventure in visibility with amazing women from all across the planet. We're going to be live every day for 15 minutes, asking women who are really working at the edge of making the world work. Women like the incredible Hillary Sampson, who is the founder of Transforming Ventures. Welcome, Hillary.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here with you.
Welcome to your very first live on Facebook.
Very first live. Yes, I've done podcasts and recordings, but nothing live. So
nothing live. I love it.
Be gentle with me, Morna.
Well, right now, there's probably nothing that indicates we're live. It feels just like we're not, right? We could just be chatting with each other, but actually we're broadcasting across the entire planet right now, which is, I don't know how many people are on Facebook, like 3 billion or something like that. So Hillary, you are the founder of Transforming Ventures, and you're based in the west coast of Canada in Vancouver, Canada. Tell us what you want us to know about Transforming Ventures, and more importantly, why do we need to transform ventures?
Ooh, pretty much my favorite. The last one's pretty much my favorite question.
Great.
Yeah. Well, why don't I start there? Because that's kind of a great kind of framing of why I am so passionate about transforming ventures. So capitalism. Oh,
let's just go there. Capitalism. Okay.
Yeah. Our work and workplaces are founded on a thought system that is just not serving us anymore, if it ever was serving us in an equitable way. And our work and our workplaces make up such a big part of our lives. And they are can be so central to how we operate in the world, how we express our purpose in the world. And I just really noticed this dissonance between how people were showing up at the world. I and many other people now are really obviously looking at consciousness at work and how to change our work and workplaces. And so they need to transform. That's really what it is. As well, all my work as an operations consultant has been with companies, women-led companies, First Nations, that are social ventures. So they're trying to do good in the world. And that's why I called my company that name, because I'm hoping to help in whatever way I can for work and workplaces to transform. And in order that these companies can do their work transforming the world outside of them and their customers. So it's got that double entendre, which I like.
Love it.
Yeah. And then sort of my slice of the pie, my little drop in the ocean of what is important for me to express is, I guess the best way to put it is what we're looking for is a different thought system that we can operationalize. I was reading a great article by Marianne Williamson, and that's what she was saying, what is the women's rights movement? What is Nazism? It's thought systems that are operationalized. And for me, the thought system that's going to take us into the future is actually based in the past. So I work with ancient wisdom and sacred teachings that cross, religions, secularism, non-secularism, the real kind of immutable truths of the world, as I believe them, the truths that are true to me. I have a deep spiritual faith, and I've really been able to access these ancient wisdoms and sacred teachings to help in transforming the work and workplace. So that's my focus.
Wow, I'm immediately noticing the limitations of my 3 questions, 15 minutes, because I just, I've got so many tentacles that I want to pick up on here, and I'm going to bring myself in and say, yes, I've got a full body chill right now. I mean, I kind of stepped out of the more conventional world of work after I had my first child for so many of the reasons that you were talking about. And I felt that I'd reached the limits of my transformational journey within the systems that I was in. And so fascinating to hear you, because I can hear so much chicken and egg here. Like, I'm just wondering how our organizations and ventures will transform as we're bringing in more of these ways of being into our work and workplaces. It feels like a whole different way of working might be possible, which is so needed. And it's a great segue, I like to think, into my second question. And I've got a little bit of secret insider knowledge into this, because I get the privilege of hanging out with Hilary every week in the Revolutionary Woman Dojo. And we've been talking about, well, we get to talk about lots of things there, but I've been bearing witness to a little bit of the kind of exciting evolution of this work, which is, to me, really at the edge of where we need to be going. So it's just so exciting to me. And I know that I don't know if you're ready to reveal these or not, but I'm going to put you on the spot. And, I know that you've developed kind of 4 key values or pillars that are central to this work. Are you able to name them for us and just say a little bit about them for us?
Yeah, you bet. They're new. I'm working. I mean, they're not new. They exist in the soul of my business, which I believe businesses have souls. We could talk about that another time.
But that might just be the third question. But anyway, Hilary, go ahead.
Great. I'm working with the incredible Carly Cunningham to help me, refine these and bring them out. So I'm gonna just look at this piece of paper, if that's all right. Until I get them in my bones, which will come. So the first one is sacred. And it was interesting when we had this discussion, Carly and I, because what she defined right away was honor the sacred in our work. And I knew right away I had to turn that, honor that work is sacred. So we have our personal journeys and our spiritual journeys and our learning journeys, no matter what our spiritual framework is, even if it's atheism. And there can be so much important learning and shifting and growing for ourselves, our companies, the world, through our work. So honor that work is sacred. The next one is structure. I come from a very conventional background. I'm an operations and business plan writing consultant.
That's why I love that.
I know. And I just know the power of a good process. And I don't want to lose that. Like, we're not talking about throwing the baby out with the bathwater in any way. So that's like co-creating structures of strength and integrity that allow potent impact. That's really important. The next one is a little tricky to describe in a few words. It's sovereignty. I think there's like a whole book to talk about sovereignty.
Please.
Yeah. But summarize, it's remembering that you are sovereign, powerful, and can create worlds. So sovereignty is our birthright. We are all sovereign in our own worlds. We are all queen of our queendoms and king of our kingdoms, and constantly we're giving away that authority. And so sovereignty is remembering to bring it back to yourself and then creating from there. And the next one is potency, and that's like, say yes to the journey and be open to its potent shifts and ancient wisdoms. So it's, people have all kinds of frameworks for manifesting and different ideas about what that is. And for me, it's just this continual journey of saying yes to what is showing up and what is feeling right and what you're being told to do, and being guided. Guided maybe is a better word than told. Guided to do. Yes, I say yes to that. I say yes to moving down that path, to learning, to growing, to shifting, to remembering, to discovering. Yes. And then it all just starts to fall into place, both for ourselves and for our work and for our companies that we work in. So those are the 4 principles that
I've added a 5th one, but
with.
can we go back through the 4, just naming them again?
You bet. Sacred, structure, sovereignty, and potency.
Oh, I love this. I just
I'm loving it too.
Yeah, I love it, and I love these lenses, and often I like to explore my work through the idea of lenses, and these words that you're using for me just shift the focus and open up so many other possibilities from some of the more, I guess, rigid systems and structures that we've created. Because and this isn't necessarily a question because I don't want to use up. I actually feel starting to feel like a magic genie, and I don't want to blurt out the wrong and then I'm going to use up the 3 questions on one I don't want to. But I think structure is really important for me. I spend a lot of my time in very big consensus, more flat structures, where we kind of use the word container and sort of structure, but the container was the structure, and it allowed enough form for things to get done, but enough openness for that emergence that I think we sorely lack in so many of our systems, that ability to respond, like you were saying, to the information that's coming in the moment. And for that to be valid and, okay, I'm really, really trying hard not to ask another question that isn't my last question. And there was a great question that came up before, but what I really want to finish off on is this idea of, actually, I'm going to be sneaky and kind of ask a double question here. Finishing off on this idea of business or our work being a vehicle for spiritual growth. So I'd love you to talk a little about that, and then maybe finish off, if this is possible, with one idea for how folks can actually today be more sacred at work.
Oh, I love that invitation. Thank you. You know what? I got so caught up in the second half. Can you say the first part of that question again?
Say something a little bit about business as a vehicle for spiritual growth, or just work in general as a vehicle for spiritual growth. Yeah.
Sure. So this came to me from a very personal place. I had a series of experiences that really drove me to my knees, a bit of the dark night of the soul. But I noticed, like, all the things that typically drive you to your knees were fine. My relationships were fine. We were all healthy. Like those things that typically you think of as like real turning points. No, I was finding that work was just pushing all my buttons and just making me not want to be where I was, who I was, doing what I was. And I just said yes, as I was saying before, to whatever I needed to shift to change what was coming to me. And it's that taking responsibility, like I am creating the world that I am seeing. I am sovereign, right? I'm creating it. So if I need it to change, I need the world to change, I need to change. And that's true from a personal level, and it's true from a business level. If you need things to change or grow or shift, there's a component that is internal to you, internal to everybody who is working in the business, the one soul, internal to the soul of the business, aligning it with that purpose. So, and the other great thing about work is like I'd say work and first families are like this perfect fertile ground. They constantly are pushing you, triggering you, and then work, I call work mistake factories, right? Like, so if you don't fix it the first time, it's just going to hit you again and hit you again until you, and it's just like, it's not hitting you. It's like invitation. If no, you didn't learn it that time, let's give you another invitation to figure that piece out.
Right.
And what I'm interested in, that sounds like a personal journey, but I really think at the systems level, at the operational level, excuse me. And like, what do our businesses need to infuse into the architecture of their business to allow all of this power of the sacred, power of this sacred journey to help make us profitable. Like I'm not, throwing that out at all. Like let's use the profitability of the company as an indicator that we're doing the work we're supposed to be doing, the business is doing the work it's supposed to be doing to change the world in the way that we want to see the change. Is that making sense there?
Yeah, well, I'm glued to you. So yes, I'm absolutely glued to you. And let's just finish. Oh, yeah.
No, I was going to ask your second question, but go ahead.
That's it. Go for it.
Okay, great. Yeah. So there's so many lessons. But you know what? One of the ones that I find is really kind of helpful and practical, I think I'll stick with that one. And that is the lesson you most need to learn is the one that's right in front of you. So it's a little bit what I was talking about. We're constantly being invited by this, the systematic intelligence of nature. We're constantly being invited to learn what we need to learn. So when you have a manager and, that's making you crazy and you just go home and can't let it go, and you're like putting stories all over what they think about you, it's hitting you in terms of your self-worth or all of those things that many of us have experienced with crappy managers. What if it isn't being done to you? What if it is being done for you? What if this is the lesson you most need to learn right now? And so it just gives you that kind of perspective, this observational perspective, like what could I shift? What could I learn? What could I grow? What is that shift in perception I can make to change the situation? And I'm not saying that manager is going to not be a crappy manager. It's that your perception of the situation is going to serve you instead of causing you suffering.
Oh, Hilary, mic drop moment at the end. And it sounds like stepping into sovereignty to me.
Yes, exactly.
And also what was occurring for me as you were speaking, I was just thinking about all of the invitations that are present in my working world right now for me to pay attention to directly after this. That was amazing, Hilary Sampson. Thank you so much. Everyone, that was 3 questions in 15 minutes with Hilary Sampson, the founder of Transforming Ventures. And it's actually just amazing to me how many juicy gems we can lay down in 15 minutes. It's incredible. If you want to spend 15 minutes with me and receive 3 questions and maybe go on a bit of a visibility adventure, then reach out and let me know. And also just comment and let us know what came up for you as you were watching. Hilary and I will come back and find this and respond. And Hilary, I just invite you to post below this video how folks can find you and reach out to you if they want to chat. Okay, well, let's stop. But before we do, how was your very first live? What did you think?
It was super fun,
Bonus
of
question.
course. And I want to thank you. I have so much gratitude for you, Morna, and all you do in the world. You are so inspirational, and it's just wonderful to spend a little one-on-one time with you here in front of the world.
In front of the world. No, thank you so much, Hilary. Okay, I'm going to sign us off, but hang around for a moment. Bye, everyone.